I'm gonna have lipstick on my teeth. I apologise in advance because my lips are just dry and sore and I need gloss on them today and it's going to transfer to my Invisalign. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, so today's video, we'll try and something a bit different. I asked on a post semi-recently, it feels like a long time ago now. I've been really into watching like true crime recently, and to be fair, I've been a big true crime lover since I was 14, 15. Like, I remember watching certain true crimes because there was, when I was talking about Making a Murderer, I spoke about the fact that when I was a kid, I watched a TV show. There was police interrogating a child, asking how many times was so-and-so stabbed, and the kid just wanted to give the correct answer so they could go home, but they literally had nothing to do with it. But the cops were certain that these kids were involved, and this kid was like, I don't know, 5 times. The girl was only stabbed maybe like twice or something, for example. So they knew that they were interrogating the wrong people, and the reason the kid had admitted to a crime was literally just because they were terrified. So this is, I watch a few different people. EWU Bodycam, I watch them a lot. It does a lot of bodycam footage if you are interested. I will link his channel below, of course. But here we go. So this is cop opens mum's freezer and immediately arrests her.
How long has baby been gone?
3 months.
3 months?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to punch his in the face. These kids are gonna be up for life.
I mean, I don't disagree. So don't get me wrong. There are definitely times where I obviously watch these things and I'm like, just leave me in a room with these people for 5 minutes, turn the cameras off. So I get it. I get why you would be super angry. Maybe don't say that on body cam footage though.
And officers receive reports of a 3-year-old boy who hasn't been seen in over 3 months.
Holy shit. 3 years old?
They rush to perform a welfare check at the mother's home. What follows next is a bone-chilling confession and a horrifying discovery that demands answers. As investigators dig deeper, they find themselves confronting a reality far darker than they could have ever imagined.
One of the reasons I like EWU's bodycam footage is because the way he narrates adds the pieces together for you.
Dispatchers in Wayne County receive a 911 call from Child Protective Services.
I got a complaint that a mother reported to her family that one of her children was given away at the hospital.
In what world? Unless they've called CPS to have a kid taken away from you because your care is incredibly terrible. What do you mean that your kid was given away at the hospital at 3?
The same mother told a neighbor that her family members had the children. Well, the family members went to the house and confronted the mother, and she will not give up the information where the child is.
I will never understand. Yes, I don't want to birth children, but like, I will never understand how someone can be so cruel to a helpless child. I don't understand how people can do that to animals either. It breaks my heart. Some of these kids are never ever given the love and safety ever. That's why I said, like, if I was going to have kids, I would adopt. Like, the only times I thought I wanted to save kids was from situations like this where the mom doesn't want them.
And there's a concern that the child is actually dead.
How old is the child?
3 years old. There are 5 other children in that home as well.
Where the hell are the other kids?
Okay, where is he?
What's her name?
What name?
I gave my old friend, a friend of mine.
Okay, where does she live?
That information is in my iPhone.
Do you have your phone?
No,
You know, you have a phone number?
no, it's in my iPhone.
Where's the phone?
It's not here.
Where's the phone?
It's broken. The only phone I have is
So it's not here, it's broken.
Okay. Immediate red flag, because even if your phone's broken, you would need to know the details of the person who has your kids.
Is it broke or is it just not here? Or is it both?
this. No, it's not here.
How long has baby been gone?
3 months.
3-year-old gone for 3 months. Yeah, no. I don't think a kid that young can be away from their parents for that long.
3 months?
Mm-hmm.
So has baby been with the plan for 3 months?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I asked family members to get him because I just had a baby and he's blind and he needs special attention.
So she has another child? Like, I know they said that she has other children, but she has another baby?
Things take a sudden and unexpected turn when Azure D steps outside.
You say what?
I confess.
What?
Confess
What are you
to
confessing to?
What'd you confess to? What you do?
How can you confess if you don't even admit what you're confessing to? Does that be considered a confession? I just feel like it wouldn't, because you haven't confessed to something specific. It's not like they've said, did you kill your child? And they say, I confess. She just said openly, I confess, but didn't say what to. She could just be confessing to child neglect or to the fact that the kid's not there.
As Azurdy is handcuffed and led away, other officers step in to speak with the children, whose ages range from just 2 months to 9 years old.
2 months old. Her baby is 2 months old. Wow. Nothing good is happening in that house.
How many of you are in here? Four. Four?
Door locked? Yeah.
Oh, and my baby sister too. And your baby sister 5? You guys, where's your shirt at? Can you tell me? It's okay.
Do those kids know? Are they like happily naive that the kid is at somebody else's house?
Your mom's gonna be okay. She doesn't know what you're telling us right now. Is he inside the house? Just shake your head no or yes. Yeah.
Can you show me? Yeah. Okay. How about you show me?
The officers follow the 9-year-old girl into the home, unaware of the grim discoveries awaiting them inside.
That 9-year-old girl knew what happened to her brother. Holy shit. Oh my god, that's gonna fuck you up for life.
Meanwhile, Azurdy makes a chilling confession about the missing boy.
I'm scared. Don't. Listen. It was we got it. Listen. He was malnutrition. You know, scared to take food.
So it was malnutrition, which is how he passed away. Then why would you keep the body in your fridge or freezer unless you know it's because you weren't feeding him? That you know that you were involved in his malnutrition, that there was abuse there. Like, you can't care for a child and stick them in your fucking fridge or freezer. You just can't. I don't believe that. There's no respect to that child if you do that.
Okay, where is he? In the basement in the fridge.
Oh my god, the fact that she just came out and said it.
When did he pass away? How long ago? In March. The end of March. He was malnutrition and I didn't want to take him.
Unfortunately, I've had it like drilled into me. Good grammar. Saying he was malnutrition hurts my English soul a little bit because it's malnourished. That is beside the point right now, I know.
Detroit police!
The little girl told me to. Yes or no?
I'm gonna guess it's in the bag. I don't have gloves.
I don't either. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's been a confession of knowing the little girl said the kid's in the fridge. The mum has said the kid's in the fridge. You don't have gloves on and you're poking at the fucking kid. Like, just call crime scene investigators. Why are you poking it? Give that child some respect.
There's blood.
The officers closely examine what appears to be a plaid-colored laundry bag and make a devastating confirmation.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Damn. So.
Look at how disgusting it looks down there. And don't get me wrong, I have cupboards full of shit. But would I, like for example, would I have one of my animals pass away and put their deceased body in a cupboard full of boxes and shit? No, I wouldn't, because it's so disrespectful to them. You take them to have them cremated or buried or whatever it is you want to do to show respect and love and care. The fact that she just stuck this kid in a laundry bag in a fridge, there is no way. There's got to be more, there's way more to this than just like he just didn't want to eat. Also, little boys, in majority of cases, little boys eat like there's no fucking tomorrow. Like, you put something in front of them, unless it's like vegetables, or it's like pizza or spaghetti or hula hoops or fish fingers or something in front of them, they're fucking eating it. They're gobbling that up. There is so much more to this.
You want?
Yeah, I got you.
It's
Confirmed.
yeah. The skeleton remains.
There's only skeleton remains left. So that's been in there a while. How long does it take for a body to decompose to just a skeleton?
You don't have to look if you don't want.
I'm gonna look.
I wouldn't want to look. If it's been confirmed by somebody else in your team, that image will haunt you for the rest of your life. I remember having to nowhere near as bad, but there was a post on my local neighborhood watch sort of thing, and it said that there was a cat that had been hit by a car on the side of the road. I was like, if that was my cat, I would want it to have been taken, because it had passed away by that point. If that was my cat, I would want to know, one, where it is, and two, not just for it to be sitting on the side of the road. So I remember like driving backwards and forwards trying to find it, because it was on like a 50-mile-an-hour stretch of road as well. I will never forget its face. It was in so much pain, like you could see it. It was horrible. That was years ago, and that image still stays with me. The face of contorted pain that animal was clearly in when it passed away. To see a body in a refrigerator of a 3-year-old child, you don't want to see that. If you can help it, you don't want to see it.
Outside, Azurdi offers a harrowing explanation.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I didn't beat him. I didn't. He was malnutrition, and I didn't know who to call.
Okay, first of all, take him to a doctor. Secondly, I've seen this a lot, definitely a specific region, let's say, of the world at the moment, where every accusation is a confession. And I feel like this is kind of the similar, where it's like, you doth protest too much. I feel like there is going to be some kind of abuse there. Even if it's mental abuse, there's going to be abuse there.
It's not abuse.
What did I say?
Where will my kids go?
CPS is coming out.
No.
You should have thought of that before you killed one of your fucking kids.
Officers now turn their focus to the safety of the remaining children. Upon further inspection, they learn the house is crawling in roaches.
Didn't I say near the beginning that there is no way that there isn't other shit going on in that house?
And there's no running water or food in the kitchen.
The fact there's no food, there's like 4 other kids, including an infant. And yeah, I know that 2-month-old kids are not eating like hard foods, but where the fuck is their formula? And if they haven't got formula, is she breastfeeding? Because if she is, there's no fucking way she's probably not on drugs. No offense, but like, how the hell do you live in a place like that if you're not on something? If you're not prioritizing drugs over your family? I'm sorry, but to have roaches running over your home with your fucking 5 kids, there is no way.
In the living room, officers quickly locate the 2-month-old in a baby swing.
Where's his clothes at? Does he have clothes?
Yeah, he is.
Where do you sleep at?
We sleep in my room.
Well, I've got a feeling they all sleep in the same bed.
You sleep in here? Okay.
For a second, I thought it was a fucking cage.
Children are escorted safely to the back of a police cruiser.
You guys want some candy? You guys want some water? You guys like hot fries?
They're literally just like, any food, water, anything they've got in their car, they're just like, please eat it. Because clearly these kids are probably starving if like there's no food in their house.
Officers outside grapple with the unthinkable tragedy.
$10 if that kid starved to death. She's ignorant. Those kids are gonna be up for life.
Dude, I already knew he was in there. You see that on the floor?
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
Well, I seen the bag. You could see the head shape.
How you want to put him in a freezer that doesn't even work?
That's the thing, like, you can at least see the logic of putting a body in a fridge or a freezer, because that's obviously what happens in a morgue. But it's not even plugged in. It was clearly switched off. What the fuck are you doing? For 3 months! When did that kid die?
She's disgusting.
She said it's been 3 months, right? Is what she initially said. The baby that she just had is only 2 months old, so the baby died before she even had the baby, so she can't really claim.
Oh my god, that's such a good point. Can't even say like, oh, this is postpartum, so she killed one of the other kids or whatever. Also, malnutrition takes a long fucking time. A long time. I mean, I don't know how long it takes for a 3-year-old, but that kid must have been malnourished prior to the baby being born. Especially if the kid died before the baby was born as well. How many of those kids are malnourished? Why does this... Okay, there are certain people that prefer being pregnant to having children. And what I mean by that is they like the attention of being pregnant. They don't like looking after the kid once it's born. Why do I have a feeling that this is similar?
You can tell it's because they're malnourished as
Yeah, they're very skinny.
They're malnourished. They're very skinny. So they're talking about all of the kids. All of them.
I asked them which room they were sleeping in, the one that I couldn't even open the door. It just reeks of pee and
Same how starvation, probably. Stuff
in a bag. But I was trying to figure out what we're doing with these kids to get them off scene.
I know people say like getting CPS involved in situations can be awful. It can't be any worse than something like this. Your own mother treating you like this.
As more reinforcements arrive at the scene, Curious neighbors gather outside, watching the situation unfold.
Excuse me. No. Do my neighbors have to know?
Why are you even concerned about that? Why is that the thought in your head and not my child who was 3 years old died of malnutrition because I'm a terrible fucking mother and the rest of my kids are also being malnourished? Why? What? How is that the thing that's going through your head? Blatant narcissism.
Do my neighbors?
Man, listen, you're asking me a lot of questions.
Your neighbours are never going to probably see you again, so I wouldn't worry about what the fuck they think of you, by the way. You're going to prison for hopefully the rest of your life.
I want to punch his in the face. In reality.
That's what we signed up for, buddy.
And now she's all worried about it. Stupid cunt.
I understand. Heat at the moment, they've literally just seen a body in a fridge of a 3-year-old kid. They've seen another bunch of kids, clear neglect and malnutrition. I can understand tensions are high. Obviously going to be very difficult to keep a cool head. I understand. But I don't think he's doing himself any favours by the way he's handling this situation. Because like that cop said, this is literally what he signed up for. Because otherwise we have situations like this in America right now. And that's why we were literally worried about the George Floyd situation. Because we've seen this shit before. Especially American cops act like they're in a fucking gang. So even when it's on film, they still can get away with literal murder.
The 2-month-old baby wakes up hungry.
There's no clean bottles.
Just grab it from the bar and shake it out.
Just have to rinse that one out.
It's moldy milk in there.
There's mouldy milk in the bottle.
She was working on a bottle. Yeah, it was moldy. Yeah, it was. I opened it and it hit me in the face.
Oh my god, so even the baby is not being treated right. I thought maybe like at least she would have the formula you just mix with, I guess, water or whatever. I've never obviously had a kid, I don't fucking know. The way they're doing it, that's what it seems like. It's just like powdered milk that you mix with water. Oh my god, and even though the bottle's gone mouldy from the milk sitting in there for such a long time, or what, the powder was mouldy? Either way, what the Jesus Christ!
I'm not sure. Shoot, hopefully we take you so I can flirt with the girl from homicide.
Is this the same officer that was saying, like, he wants to hit this bitch in the face, calling her a fucking cunt and stuff? Because I think his priorities are in the wrong place.
Officers attempt to locate diapers for one of the younger children.
I don't see any either.
Outside, members of the Detroit Fire Department arrive on scene and attempt to get up to speed on the situation.
Why does the fire department need to be there? That seems unnecessary.
When Child Protective Services finally arrive, they determine that the children must go to the local hospital for a thorough examination while they attempt to reach family members by phone.
That's a good idea, because like I say, there is no way that there isn't physical abuse, mental abuse, neglect, malnutrition. Who knows? It could be sick from the cockroaches, for fuck's sake.
With the children safely on their way to the hospital, Azure D is taken to the police station for an interrogation, where investigators confront her with the question of whether or not she physically harmed Chase. Her response is nothing short of heartbreaking.
Never hit him.
What? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I did. Yeah.
If she's hit that kid once, there is no way she hasn't hit that kid multiple times.
Man, remember, it's okay now. Just win.
I don't want to be in trouble.
Just win.
Okay, I was frustrated. I did hit him.
She was frustrated with her 3-year-old kid and him.
Win.
A couple times.
More than once. What did I say? What the fuck did I say?
I didn't eat, and I just took it overboard.
Is that because you were trying to feed him what, some mouldy ass shit?
What you do?
I started hitting him, and then I kicked him one time. That was it.
She kicked him. She's kicked him as well. At least in one occasion, a 3-year-old kid multiple times and then kicked him.
Where you kick him at?
I think in his chest. And
she kicked him in his chest. Some people do not deserve to have kids. So this is, I'm guessing, a post. My son about to get his ass whooped. I hit him, told him stop messing with something. He gonna hit me back. Oh hell no. A 3-year-old is gonna hit you back?
Okay, what happened after you kicked him in his chest?
He laid down and I went to go check on him and he was okay, but the next morning he didn't. I tried to feed him, he didn't get up.
If that's true, the abuse that kid must have gone through, on a malnourished body to be physically abused as well. Jesus.
Do you think you ultimately killed?
No, I don't think I could have, but I don't think I did.
How can you not think that?
You don't think abusing him all those months did something to him?
Yes.
I just want to knock the life out of his body. Well, she got her fucking wish, apparently. I don't know this for certain, but from my understanding of malnourishment, it's easier to break bones. At some point, your body starts to eat away literally at itself, like muscle and organs. Trauma is even worse to a malnourished body.
You don't think kicking him in the chest that day did something to him? That's a yes?
Yes.
While we haven't been able to confirm with records, several news outlets reported that Chase suffered multiple skull fractures. On June 27, 3 days following the discovery of his remains, Asher D. entered a plea of not guilty to charges of felony murder.
How? Not guilty. How?
First-degree child abuse, torture, and concealing the death of an individual.
How could she plead anything but guilty to any of those? She literally said, I confess. I confess.
I'm going to trial in January.
What type of court date is on the trial?
For me to take the lie detector test.
What they want to ask him about it?
About how he got that knot on his head. They want to see if I did or not.
Wasn't just a kick to his chest, was it? There's no way that that kid didn't have to endure multiple sessions of abuse to have skull fractures.
But I know I ain't guilty, so I don't got nothing to worry about.
Are you delusional? I mean, obviously, but like...
February 26th, 8 months after her arrest.
Why does it take so long?
She delivers a jaw-dropping statement while speaking with an unknown woman.
I had the baby yesterday.
Oh, you already had the baby?
Yeah, I was in there since Friday.
Oh, damn.
Did she have another fucking kid? In prison? That would be 6 kids, and she can't even look after, clearly, the ones she had, because they were living in piss and shit, malnourished. Even a baby wasn't safe from moldy milk.
We haven't been able to confirm through records that Asher D. gave birth to a 7th child while in jail. On July 12, 2024, 31-year-old Asher D. France changed her plea to guilty for the charge of second-degree murder.
And it took her 2 fucking years to agree that she's guilty.
While all other charges were dismissed.
What? Homicide, child abuse, torture, concealing the death of an infant, all were dismissed. But the homicide, second degree. So first degree was dismissed, but second degree. How the fuck? Concealing the death of an individual, how the fuck was that dismissed at the very least? How the fuck? Who does she know? Who the fuck does she know?
She was sentenced to 35 to 60 years, with 767 days credited for time served.
At least she won't be getting out anytime soon.
While the current status of Asher D.'s children is unknown, a GoFundMe created by Chase's grandmother raised over $8,000 for funeral expenses and the ongoing care of his surviving siblings.
Jesus Christ. Well, I hope that those kids are safe, happy, healthy, and living the best lives they can away from their mother. Also, can I just say, where the fuck was the father? Because people like to go, oh, well, the reason this happens is because the single mother households, blah, blah, blah. Where the fuck was the father? Kids in these situations are always so smart and well-spoken, it's surprising because they are pretty much raising themselves, and think how sad it must be as a child to know that your baby brother is downstairs in a refrigerator. That really can destroy a child's mental health. Once on a talk show, a woman said that women that purposefully don't have children are selfish, and I was infuriated because I didn't have or want children by choice. I had some issues along the way and saw how some people I knew treated their kids, and I never wanted to be that kind of parent, so I didn't have any. I see stories like this and say there's a lot of women who should have never had kids. This is disgusting. Literally, where's the dad, the family, where's the school teachers and neighbours? How can no one not notice the abuse of these kids? Unfortunately, sometimes I've seen in multiple situations where you will phone CPS, but they have people that they know. I literally saw one semi-recently. The CPS person would call the police to get us looked at, and all of a sudden the place was cleaner. That happened multiple times, and it was so clear that someone at that police department No. She had 6 children and couldn't even afford to keep the water on. No beds or food either. There should be laws against having kids if you can't properly provide for them. I've actually said this, where I don't want to obviously live in a police state, but I do think that there are people that have kids. You'll see people with like 5 or 6 kids and they're living in like a 2-3 bedroom house and they're struggling every month, and I'm like, why do you want to get pregnant again? Because you cannot look after the kids you have. You are not giving them a good life. Stop doing this. The only reason you're having kids is because you like being pregnant. I don't know. I genuinely don't know why you keep fucking having kids if you can't even look after the ones you have. I've seen this multiple times in like Super Nanny, for example, where there is actually, you know, a massive house or whatever, and the person's got like 10 kids but still wants to have another 2 because their aim was always in life to have 12 kids. They have the eldest kids look after the youngest kids and then blame the eldest kids when the younger kids are acting out or whatever, even though they are not parents, they are kids themselves. And I've seen that so many fucking times. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like and subscribe if you like. If you enjoyed this video, I'll make sure to do more. I'm not an expert, I'm just somebody who's liked, like I said, true crime since I was like 14, 15 years old or something. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all in the next one.